While one of our New Year's resolutions would be not to have another government shutdown this year, Democrats look like they're pushing for another one in January as they are desperate to create all the bad economic news they can before the midterm elections. Joining us now is Oklahoma Congressman Kevin Hern. He's chair of the Republican Policy Committee. Great to see you, Congressman. Thanks for being here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm just wondering if we're going to have another one. Do you think it's inevitable that Democrats are going to try to push for another government shutdown in January?
Well, certainly it's on top of everyone's mind as the funding deadline comes up on January 30th.
Yeah.
I can tell you the Republicans in the House, Republicans in the Senate, and President Trump don't want that to happen. We're going to do everything we can to prevent that from happening, just as we did last September when the Democrats, the Schumer Shutdown that lasted 43 days because no Democrat would support keeping the government open and funded. They're doing everything they can because that's the only message they have, as you just stated. They have no policy. I think it's both bad policy and bad politics to shut down the government. We're going to work. My colleague from Oklahoma, the chair of the Appropriations Committee, Tom Cole, has worked to get all the appropriation bills out of the committee this year, 3 across the floor. He's working right now to get 5 more out. We're going to do everything we can to get the appropriation bills done by that time, but we're going to need Democrat help, and I don't see them helping us.
Well, you're also going to need all the Republicans, and there are a few that are kind of playing footsies with the Democrats on this issue. What is their point, and what do you tell them?
Well, they're good friends of mine. I think they need this for their district, but the reality is that we did a lot in the One Big Beautiful Bill in keeping tax policy low and consistent where it's been since 2017. It's going to keep some $3,000 in everybody's pocket to help offset some of these costs. I think America right now is suffering really badly from a Biden-era Democrat policy hangover, and President Trump and the Republicans in the House and Senate are doing everything we can to correct it as quickly as we can. As you and I can both probably remember, it took Ronald Reagan almost 6 years to overcome the Jimmy Carter inflation that we saw. Joe Biden increased in the cost to every American by 23% in his 4 years. And we're working our way back to where it needs to be at 2.7%, shocked everybody, all the Ivy League economists, growth at 4.3%. And when we did the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Democrats laughed at us. The Ivy League economists laughed at us when we said we needed 3.8% to pay for it.
Yeah.
And all the indications now is the economy is starting to really crank up. But we know we still have work to do, and that's why we're working on affordability.
The crux of the issue, and one that a couple of, maybe more than a couple, 3 or 4 Republicans are actually thinking of working with Democrats on, is the expansion, the continuation of COVID-era spending, of this very generous assistance on Obamacare, which may or may not have been necessary during COVID, but certainly isn't necessary now. But they want to stick to it. The Democrats want to keep it going, but they also want to stick Republicans for those 20 million people who may find their monthly contributions to the program go up come January 1st. How do you deal with all that?
Yeah, the reality is the $400 billion that they want to continue spending on a 10-year budget window is for about 4 million Americans. And the other 344 million Americans are going to continue to see their cost rise, just as we're seeing right now. And the $400 billion spending does nothing for that. Republicans are putting forth policies. We had them in the One Big Beautiful Bill, and they got stripped out on the Senate side, which really begs the question about, whether we should do another reconciliation bill or not. If we can't get Democrats to help us in the Senate, then we should do one. And we should include these things that are going to lower the cost for all Americans. Just as you stated, the Obamacare, the Unaffordable Care Act back in 2010 was supposed to lower our premiums, give us more doctors and more access. And it's done the opposite on every single one of those. Democrats would like to say, well, we're blaming on Obamacare. Well, that's where the blame should go. If anything should be blamed, it should be that. And right now they know that because they've extended and given premium additions. In 2023, they did it again for 2 years because, as you just stated, they wanted to give COVID era relief. Well, COVID is over. It's time now to go after these medical costs that are affecting every single American. That's what we're going to do as Republicans. That's what President Trump's doing with going after pharma, and now he's going to have the insurance folks come to his office.
Quick last question. Are you now working on a reconciliation package that would have some of these things? And are you certain that you can get a majority, pretty much everybody in your party to go along with that?
Well, the short answer is yes on the first part, and we're trying to get that happening right now. We're looking at the votes, and as you know, we're down to we can only lose 1 vote on the House side.
Yeah.
And we, on the Senate side, I think we can get okay over there, but we've got a lot of work to get it out of the House.
Well, it's you did it once. I mean, we would have huge tax increases January 1st if it wasn't for the BBB bill, which has become law. So congratulations on that. We'll see if it happens in the future. Have a wonderful new year, Congressman. Great to see you.
Thank you and Merry Christmas.